welcome to JG's Fight Talk, and I've got Billy Nelson. How you doing, Billy?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good, good. Nice and warm up there?
No, not quite.
Better than a few weeks ago, eh, mate?
Well, I was freezing a few weeks ago. I've got a 5 foot brick, 4.5 feet brick wall outside my house, and I couldn't see it.
Mate, rather you than me.
Unbelievable. Well, I stay in a wee village. Love the village, but weather-wise, it's horrendous. You really do get the 4 seasons in a day.
Oh, mate, I love going up to Scotland, but I'll tell you, I couldn't be there through those months. No way. You're built for it. I'm not.
I love going to England, but I love even better coming back.
Yeah. You're not the first Scotsman I've heard say that, mate. I'll tell you.
No. I was actually born in Southend-on-Sea in Essex.
Oh, were you really? I was born in Colchester.
Colchester, aye?
Yeah. So you're about down the road.
My big brother was a big football fan, and he got attacked at Colchester, believe it or not.
Yeah. Oh, blimey.
A long time ago.
Yeah, it's a small world, isn't it, mate? So what made you move up to Scotland then?
My mum got divorced from my dad, and
yeah.
I was only a toddler, and we came up to Scotland, and my mum got remarried, and I was adopted by my dad, and he was a brilliant man. He was brilliant both to me, but more so my mother. My brothers were much older and decided to stay in England, and we came to Scotland, and he was a great man to my mum. My mother was a brilliant mum, and they lived the rest of their life as happy as Larry, which was good for her because she was in a bad relationship in her first marriage.
Yeah. Well, that's all we can wish for, isn't it, mate? You know, with our parents.
That's it. Well, she ended her life a very happy lady, so that was the most important thing.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate, 100%. Well, Billy, we're here to have a chat about you, mate, and I know you.
Well, that should be short.
You do. I know you don't really talk about yourself much. You know, you leave it down to the fighters to do the talking in the ring, don't you? You know, so
that's the way it should be, aye.
Yeah. But your accomplishments, you know, you've been a man that's been, should we say, at the sidelines of what is it, about 20 championship fights?
And along with being Scott Harrison's assistant trainer and Ricky Burns' trainer, 20 world title fights, 16 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses. Yeah. And the only losses in those 2 losses with Scott was against Manuel Medina, who I think was a 5 or a 6 weight world champion, and the loss against Terence Crawford with Ricky Burns. So there's no shame in that, is there?
You can't grumble at that, mate, can you? When you look at Terence Crawford now, it's scary, isn't it?
I was really hurt after we got beat with Terence Crawford, but when in hindsight, I was hurt because I don't like losing at anything.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, you know, he's went the distance with him, and he's probably done. But Ricky done brilliantly against him, went the distance with him, and if you look at what he's done since then, he's destroyed his opponents, hasn't he?
Yeah. Can you see
great fighter? I bet the best fighter I've ever seen. Anyway.
Can you see anyone beating him?
No. Oh, maybe Josh Taylor.
Do you reckon? You think Josh could go and get
I think he's got the capabilities of beating him, yeah. But no, and maybe Spence.
Yeah.
That would be some fight. Both those fights would be exceptional. I'd love to see those fights.
Yeah. The Spence fight would be amazing, wouldn't it? Would be amazing.
I know. I mean, Kell Brook, a fantastic fighter that he was. He took him apart, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He took him apart. Great, what a fighter!
I don't think Kell's really recovered, has he? To be fair, you know, after he got a broken eye socket in that fight as well, didn't he?
Kell, aye. I think he got a broken eye socket against Golovkin, and then on the other eye against Spence.
Yeah.
Then I would. I mean, me personally, I would have liked to see him quit after the Spence fight, because you're putting your health at risk.
Yeah. No, 100. Yeah, definitely. Do you think the golden question, keeping with Kell Brook a minute, do you think we're going to get the Amir Khan, or is that like 10 years too late? Do you know what I mean?
I think it's a good 8 years too late, 7 years too late. I wouldn't like to see it now, because I think it's fair to say, and there's a bit of fullest respect to both fighters, because they're great fighters. They're by their sell-by date, aren't they?
Yeah. I think it's gone that way now, and it's sad, really.
On the flip side of that, if they get well paid for it, I suppose it's a contribution to their pension fund.
Yeah, well, 100%. It will still sell tickets,
but it's not. It's not a fight I'd like to see.
Yeah. I think even Eddie Hearn said it's not even a box office now. It's kind of gone beyond. It will probably still sell out a stadium down the line somewhere. Not a big one, but it probably do.
And maybe that one at Sheffield Wednesday's ground, or Sheffield United, whatever it was. Maybe that, or Bolton.
Yeah,
but no a big stadium, I don't think. Maybe I might be wrong, but I wouldn't think so.
No, I think it's kind of lost that sort of level now.
It's lost the appeal.
Yeah. But no, you were saying, you obviously had, you were assistant coach for Scott Harrison and Ricky Burns. Mm-hmm. How did you get into that sort of coaching side? Have you boxed yourself previously?
I boxed amateur with Peter Harrison, Scott's father.
Okay.
And when I stopped boxing, his dad asked me to be assistant trainer, and I jumped at the chance, because Peter Harrison's an exceptional coach. I'll tell you, if Peter Harrison was based in England, he'd be the best. He's been the best coach in England. Everybody would be after him. Obviously when he was a wee bit younger, exceptional coach, great boxing brain. But he always stayed in Scotland, and I suppose that's a wee bit of my downfall as well.
Yeah, I suppose it can have one of those effects, can't it? If you're not going to sort of move from there. But yeah, how did you get into becoming like sort of the main man then? I say the man. I know you won't take that, but like the main head coach. How did you get into that?
Peter decided to go to and be the Scotland amateurs coach, and I think he'd done that for maybe 4 or 5 years. And I basically took over the stable and just moved forward from there. So
how did you manage to get Bakole? And he's absolute quality. How did you stumble across Bakole?
Well, it was just a pure chance. Stephen Simmons needed sparring, and I phoned my friend Johnny Roy, and he said, "I've got a big guy here."
Yeah.
I don't know. He was as big as that. Big Simmons looked at me as if said, "You set me up here." But a big man big Bakole came up to spar Simmons, and after one round, I knew that guy had a super talent. But in fact, Big Simmons came back. He came back to the corner end of the second round and says, "By the way," he says, "this guy's exceptional." He says, "I'm going to see if I can get a prize on him to win a world heavyweight title." And after the gym the 2 years, went every bookie's nerdy to try to get a prize on him to win a world title, but they wouldn't let it.
Yeah, he is exceptional. There's no doubt about it. His boxing ability is great. He's got good footwork. And
in fairness, John, people haven't seen a fraction of what Martin's capable of.
Yeah. But the thing is, he's trying to get him the fights, isn't it?
Aye. We're very close to getting the Higovic fight there, but that's not happening now.
It sounds like Hunter's got that, which is probably even worse, isn't it? Because that's the guy you got as well, isn't it? Isn't that the guy you want?
No, well, listen, Michael messaged me today. I've kept in touch with Michael. Nice guy.
Oh, he's a lovely guy.
Don't get me wrong, but we'd fight him again. He knows it. But that's the business side of it. Doesn't mean you can't like somebody because they beat you. We had issues that night. No go into it again. Exploring but we had issues that night. Martin's been beat once in his life, and it was against Michael Hunter. Is that a disgrace? No, it's not.
Right.
What it is Martin shouldn't have been anywhere near a boxing ring that night. But it happened, and it happened for a reason, and we moved on. And he's won all his fights since again. I mean, he fought Kuzman. Kuzman had over 250 fights, number one in Russia. Fought everybody in the WBSS. Martin's had 13 amateur fights against Congolese boys.
Yeah.
That couldn't lace his gloves, and he's beat him, and he beat him quite handily.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Do you think, because since that fight, they've almost taken the same sort of path, Bakole and Hunter, because they're two fighters that people don't really want to. They don't seem to want to fight them. It's really odd. They've almost gone under the radar, even though they've got so much to offer in the heavyweight division. They don't seem to want to be touched, do they? Either of them.
Well, the problem Martin's got is that everybody he's sparred with in Britain, everybody he's sparred with, he's got the better of, or as good as at minimum, at least as good as.
Yeah.
He really is an exceptionally talented guy. See, when he translate what he does in the gym, I mean, he does it in bits and bobs, but see when he puts it all together, it's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, because I do watch it when you put the training videos out and stuff, and he always seems such a happy guy. Do you know what I mean?
No, he is
proud man of where he's from as well. He's such a
No, he should be proud of where he's from. He should be proud of where he's from. Let's put it this way. There's, I think, half a dozen professional Congolese boxers, including his brother's a world cruiserweight champion, and he's in the top 11, 12 in the heavyweight division. Is that not something to be very proud of?
Oh, 100%, mate. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it's incredible. He's
phenomenal.
One of those guys.
Listen, see when you think about the amateur system in Britain, it's great. It's one of the best systems in the world. The GB squad and so on and so forth. But even just club levels, great clubs like Repton, West Ham, numerous clubs in England, Salisbury, the Red Triangle, all them, they've got nothing like that in Congo. I've seen him spar his brother in a street with 4 whiskey barrels and a rope round the four barrels in the street. The world cruiserweight champion and a top 12 heavyweight. People standing watching it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but then you look at other sports, isn't it? For example, you look at the days of when Pele started out and he was kicking a tennis ball against the wall. Do you know what I mean?
We don't realise how lucky we really are at grassroots level now. I mean, it's changed so much even since I was young and in the gym at 14, 15. You know what I mean? It's changed dramatically and for the better.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it deserves to have the money pumped into it, doesn't it? Because it's not
100%. Boxing should get a lot more money put into it at grassroots level because it takes kids off the streets, gets them out of trouble. And I know, see all this shit, I'd have been in jail, I'd have been dead if it wasn't for boxing. It might happen to a small percentage of them, but the majority of kids who come in a boxing gym love the boxing for the boxing.
Yeah.
And camaraderie. No, it's all different reasons. Discipline, just weight loss. There's so many different reasons why people come into a boxing gym. No, unless I've trained guys that could punch holes through walls, basically, and see when you take them into sparring, you just throw a jab at them and they not do it. Kind of. They don't like it. Nobody likes getting hit.
Yeah.
But they can't take getting hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I've only done it sort of ultra white collar level, but it gives you that kind of insight that when you get in the ring and the buzz you've got and all the rest of it, and then someone throws a punch in your face, you think, hang on a second, do you know what I mean? It's like that wake up call, isn't it?
Well, as I say, everybody says, oh, these wee 10 ounce or even the smaller weights, the 8 ounce gloves. Oh, I could do some damage with these gloves. But then the realisation sets in, so can your opponent with his wee gloves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, fuck, here we go. And then you know you're in for a fight.
Don't forget there's a guy across the other side of the ring that wants you as well.
He's got 2 arms and 2 fists as well.
Yeah.
Look to do exactly what's going through your head.
Yeah, no, definitely. But you were saying about, like, you know, people coming through. You've got Craig Morgan, haven't you, as well?
I have, aye.
And he seven unbeaten, and
he's going to be. He's a very good fighter. He's stepping up to super featherweight. I go for the fight tonight for him, but it's only in 2 weeks' time, so it's probably not enough time for him to get properly prepared. You know, even though he's taking over, he's probably not got enough time to prepare. And it'd have been a good fight, because if he'd have won that, he'd have probably leaped right up the British rankings and maybe even fought for the British title next fight.
Yeah. How long do you think really people should have? What's sort of the minimum that you think people should have for sort of a training camp?
Well, for a 6 rounder, I would say anything between 6, 7, 8 weeks, and for a 12 rounder, 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah. So 2 weeks, Barney.
It's different. It's different from Martin Bakole than Craig Morgan. Not because of experience in it, but Craig's got to make weight.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about. You don't need to worry to an extent about Martin's weight, because, you know, he's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
I've seen him box at 17 stone. I've seen him box at 19 and a half stone. And he's equally as good.
Do you notice the difference though?
Aye.
Yeah.
We've got him bang on his good weight, but just under 18 stones is optimum weight, the best weight.
Yeah. Where he can get the proper power in there, but still have the movement at the same time.
Speed. His movement's exceptional for a heavyweight.
When can we expect him out again? Is there any sort of time you're looking at?
The team MTK Global are looking at possibility of fight now, so just waiting them coming back to us.
Yeah, hopefully we can get him out. It just seems ages, doesn't it?
Well, we were going to fight Higovic. You know, we got offered the fight. We said yes, and so, but unfortunately, or fortunately for Philip, I mean, he's moving on to a final eliminator. As I said on Twitter today, I mean, good luck to him. You know what I mean? But he's not fought anybody of note to get into a final eliminator position.
Yeah.
Which is quite strange, but there we go.
Yeah, I've seen you're always quite active on Twitter, aren't you, Billy?
Why not? Keep in touch with people that support the sport.
No,
sorry, I'm looking for my charger. It's not here. Do you mind if I shout my wife?
Yeah, no, it's fine, mate.
A charger.
Yeah, I've only got 2 more questions, mate.
All right, on you go.
I got a question from Boxing Madness 1. It must be Twitter. How difficult is it getting a fight for Bacholi?
It's been horrendous at times. Really difficult. Nobody in Britain wants to touch him because he's sparred the best in Britain. Well, at Martin's level, I rate Martin's level now. At White's level, certainly he's better than Chisora, but he could fight him tomorrow. Yeah. Anybody in Britain, he could fight anybody. I mean, he could fight Tyson Fury, he could fight Joshua as well, but he'd have, you know, I'd like maybe another 2 or 3, 4 fights before he fought the guys. But anybody else he could fight, no problem. But they don't want it.
No, fair enough, mate. And I got a question
you can't make them fight.
I got a question from Ender. He said, "Who's your favourite fighter right now? If you had to put it down to one fighter that's out there at the moment, who's your favourite fighter?"
It's a kind of joint between Canelo, because his movement and
scary
skills frightening, and Bud Crawford, because I think he's a fantastic finisher now.
So out of Canelo and Ingram this weekend, how quick is Canelo going to get him out of there?
Before the end of the 4th, as quick as he wants.
Well, I think that's it, isn't
He's
it?
just a special talent.
Yeah.
Special talent.
No, as I say,
You know, anybody wants to be a boxer, study that man there, and study Bud Crawford for being a southpaw. Although he is a switch hitter, but he's predominantly a southpaw.
yeah, I think there's some real talent about at the moment, isn't it? We're in a good generation again of fighters coming through.
Right.
You know,
I mean, even in Britain, there's a lot of things going for the guys in Britain. White's fighting Pavotkin again. I think it'll be a hard fight again.
oh yeah.
Joe Joyce is fighting Usyk. I've seen an amateur fight, although Usyk won it quite clearly. Joe's improved a lot, and he's a strong guy. And I think the 12 rounds will suit him better than Usyk, because I thought at times against Chisora, even though Chisora, his work rate wasn't great, his strength his size gave Usyk problems,
Yeah.
and Joe's a lot bigger and his work rate's a lot higher than Chisora. So you've got to give Joe a good chance against Usyk, but Usyk is a special talent as well.
So if it happens, the golden question: if it happens, AJ Fury, who you got?
I've always said AJ because but it's hard fight, isn't it? It's really
a pain in the arse, isn't it, mate?
Listen, let's hope it happens for world boxing, because it's the biggest fight out there, and I hope the two of them make a lot of money. And I do hope they only have one fight and don't tie up the belts all too much. But that's only for a selfish perspective, hoping that Martin could maybe get a shot at one of the belts.
Yeah.
But the two of them are great fighters.
Nice.
I mean, Big Tyson was a big nightmare. I mean, Martin has sparred him. I said he said it was a great spar before he was on myself. But he must be a nightmare to box.
Oh, he's so big, isn't he?
6'9". Yeah. I mean, remember Valiev was 7'2", 7'3", and 23 stone. Tyson had more movement in one round than what he would have in 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's so slick, isn't he? That's the problem. He's so
very
slick.
Good. Very good.
His feints and his footwork, for the size of him, it's incredible, isn't it?
But it all stems from his grounding when he was younger. He's not really changed his style that much and all the time. But you don't need to when you're winning as comfortably as what he does.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You don't fix something that's not broke, do you?
I completely agree, mate. Completely agree. Well, as I say, thanks for coming on, Billy. I know your battery's about to run out, mate. But no, I really appreciate your time, and wish Martin all the best from us, won't you? And
thank you very much.
He's hopefully I can get him on at some point. And
no problem. Just keep in touch with us.
Yeah.
Pleasure coming on to your channel.
Yeah, he's a top bloke. But thanks for your time, Billy, and I'll speak to you soon.
All the best, mate. Take care.
Yeah, take care. Thanks, Billy. Well, Billy Nelson, what a laugh he is. Really chuffed he could come on. And yeah, that his phone lasted, to be honest. You've been watching JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing, and I've got a new sponsor, Ring Smart, custom designed boxing wear. Why not? Thanks, Nath. I'll see you all soon.